Finally, I know. Finally, nice to meet you. It would have been nice to see you in person though, but soon, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen you a lot in the training center. Okay, I must say. So I'm like, I know her. Yeah, I know her. So I've seen you a lot, even that exact one. So it's like
it is a celebrity moment for me too, though. You're quite famous, so yeah. And especially with, I think you're very, very creative. I have to say this to you. I love watching your creative videos. So I have watched pretty much everything from your makeup videos to how you were alone on Diwali to cabin crew hacks. I have. So that's the thing, right? If someone remembers it, that means you're actually doing a really good job, right? That's how I take it. If someone doesn't remember what you're doing, then obviously you're not making an impact. And I do remember watching them, and I do remember what they're about. So
wow. And I see you doing like what you're doing, of course, is like a lot of hard work because you actually tell them about the new interviews, everything to keep up to date. I'm like, I can't do that, dude. That's so much work. But then you do it, and the patience that's needed to reply to people and all. I'm like, wow.
Coaching has always been a passion. Like, I mean, I always wanted to do training and coaching at the end of the day. So I'm really glad that I could find this as a niche.
I need to see from you, by the way. I need to see more of your story times because I remember watching, I watched it with my mom, with our family, because when we were coming, we wanted to see what it's like, right? So I remember your story about when you first went for a movie here and you said about the popcorn dilemma, that one. And then when, because of turbulence, you got your lipstick on a passenger jacket. I really want all of that. Okay, we really want all of that. That'll be so much fun, and like you to know what somebody's flying experience was personally like. Please do that. I really want to watch that.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nidhi, and you're watching my series on how to become a cabin crew. And today I have an exciting person with me on my YouTube channel. And I have to be really, really honest, I did stalk her for a while. I love watching her YouTube videos. I love staying up to date on her Instagram stories. And I'm really excited that we're doing this, to be very honest with you. If you hadn't approached me, I think I would have definitely approached you in some time from now. So I'm going to let her quickly introduce herself and just say hello to all of you before we actually get on to a bit more finer details.
Yes, well, thank you so much for the kind words. Hi, everybody. I am Bhairavi, and I am a YouTuber, and I've been doing this for a while. So what I do has really changed throughout the years, but I do focus on cabin crew and my experiences there. And that's what I talk, just my experience there with you, what Nidhi is doing. But of course, mine is more like, this is what I do, but hers is more personalized. You can actually get the help from her. So I'm very thankful for what she's doing, and I'm happy to be here actually. She has helped me to reach this point, which I guess we'll get into in a while, but that's me. Hello.
Thank you once again, Bhairavi, for taking time out to do this. And before we go any further, I strongly advise you to go ahead and check out her YouTube channel, do connect with her. She has actually 2 YouTube channels, and I'm going to link both of them up here for you guys. And also do follow her on her Instagram and enjoy all the stuff that she puts up. I'm gonna keep it as a surprise for you guys, because I'm pretty sure when you go there, you're gonna definitely get hooked on to whatever she shares, because I did. And one of the reasons we're doing this today is because Bhairavi has been flying for 7.5 years. She used to fly for an Indian airline, and then she progressed to being a cabin crew for a reputed international airlines. And she's going to be doing what she does on her YouTube channel and Instagram today, but with all of us. So she's going to be doing some story time, sharing her experiences. So let's get straight into it, and let's get to know a little bit. How did this all happen? Like, what motivated you to becoming a cabin crew member when you just started off on this journey?
So I started after school, right? So I wanted to work in an industry where I would get quick returns, so to say. So you can say maybe I got in for the stability aspect, that you can get stability a bit soon when it comes to financial things. And then I've wanted to travel forever, and I like all the aspects about it. You get to talk to people, learn new things. So now to think of it, I was made for this, but I just happened to come into it. Because actually my mom tells me now, she wanted me to become a cabin crew as well. She always had a fascination. So I don't know, everything just conspired to me being here.
Great, great, awesome. I definitely can tell that you are supposed to be a cabin crew. the way you carry yourself, the way you do things, and I definitely believe you are at the right spot. I have a quick question. How young are you? Since you actually said you got into it very young and you still look very, very young.
Thank you. Well, so currently I'm 25. I won't be 25 come August. So at the moment, 25.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
advance happy birthday. If the circuit breaker gets over, we'll definitely catch up to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah.
And I do want to quickly mention here that her mother and her brother actually also have a YouTube channel, and I do know about it, and I do actually watch their videos too. Your mom is actually really, really interesting, the kind of stuff that she talks about, and I think she's a really nice, strong-willed person. I think I can see where your motivation comes from, and do send my regards to her. So let's talk a little bit about what went into the preparation. Was it challenging? How did you go about preparing yourself? Because a lot of people find it so difficult, and especially you've moved from Indian airline to an international airline. So how did all that happen? What went into it?
So to prepare for this experience with this airline, definitely the years of flying really helped, because I feel like if you're experienced, the interview is more of a conversation. And again, you have had practice of interacting with passengers. So to interact with a new person is not that much of a challenge, I feel personally. So that's why they are not that intimidating, because you can see they're not really judging you like that. So you are comfortable as well, as compared to when you're a fresher, when they're like, oh, okay, I feel they make it more comfortable as well. But then, of course, you have to do your homework. I feel I always, before an interview, I make sure to read up about the airline. I make sure to read up, the basic questions. Why are you here? Why do you want to join? Just the basic questions. And I think one thing which is very important is to study your resume, because you've written something. My hobbies are this. They ask your hobby, you have no idea what you wrote on that resume. So I think studying your resume is very important, so that you can back up the information you've written there. So these are the things I definitely do to prepare for it. Yeah.
Great. And if you guys want to get more references, as she mentioned, her YouTube channel is dedicated to cabin crews. So there are actually quite a lot of informative videos which she has made, where she's talked about how to prepare, how to answer questions. So please go ahead and check that out. And I think that'll give you a better understanding of how she did it. And it will definitely help you to prepare as well. At this point, I think I also want to talk a little bit about the challenges, because, I believe Indian Airlines, international airlines, when it comes to training, of any cabin crew, everyone knows it's very, very challenging. Although it looks a very glamorous job, but we all know that there is a lot that goes behind it. So do you want to share with us, what was the training like? Were there any challenges that you faced?
I feel trainings, first of all, are always challenging in every way, because when I came here, I thought, oh, I've done one training, I've flown for so long, it's going to be a cakewalk. No. Cabin crew training is never easy, because previously when I first started flying, the challenge was the academic part of it. This time the challenge was the people part of it, because I knew half of the stuff they were teaching, first aid and all, I already knew. But when you're flying with an international airline, to interact, be on the same page with different races, people with different maybe stereotypes about you, or you have different stereotypes about them, and if they are proven to be right or wrong, I think that mental thing, how to be a batch when you're not even in the same region like that is the biggest challenge that I face in this airline. About training, again, because it's a different country, they have their own different beliefs of how to teach, I feel. There, of course, when you're in your own country, you know what people in authority are gonna act like. In a different country, you don't know their way. So that, just to understand how everything functions, that was the most challenging for me, I would say.
Right. I'm very intrigued now. Do you have an experience that you want to share with all of us from your training days? Something that you would always remember?
I am thinking which one to share, okay? So my batch, people would call, oh, is this like a UN classroom? Because we had people from about 5 nationalities, where in some batches in some batches you might have 3, 2 hours had 5. So there was quite a challenge. Not gonna lie, in the beginning, so in Singapore, the locals, they did try to keep everybody together, but then again, I think understanding that we are the outsiders and they already have a life here. They don't have to socialize with us like that. That was a bit difficult. And then, of course, okay. So yeah, I guess so maybe I am used to, say, trainers being a bit more friendly, because in my previous airline, it was a very friendly environment, right? And I think
I know exactly where you're coming from.
right. The way to teach in other countries might be different. What I experienced was that people were very strict, and they thought to teach people, you need to discipline them like children, and we had already flown for a while. So I guess you kind of expect a little bit of respect as well, because you're like, we were treated like that, now give us a bit respect, And I came as a senior, because I was a senior for a while, and here not being treated like that felt a bit like, oh, I know, because being treated as if you don't know anything is a bit like when you know it,
Yeah.
That kind of felt a bit, so that was the challenge, where people were not really seeing that we could be worth something. They thought we started from zero, which has its pros and cons actually, but that was a challenge. The ego, man, that was a challenge.
But I would say you fared really well, because now you've been flying for some time, and it definitely takes a while, but I'm pretty sure you're accustomed to everything, and you're on your own now. I believe you've cleared the probation and everything, so yeah, so great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was hard work.
Great. So yeah, thanks for sharing all those experiences with us. And I believe apart from all these challenges, one of the biggest challenges that most people also face is staying away from family, because your family is in India, and you're all by yourself here. So how do you do it? How do you cope up with that?
So I have been, you can say, like a bird who has stayed in the nest. I'm very close to my family, and it was very difficult. I at first did not want to do this for the longest time, because I did not want to leave my home. I thought it was a perfect thing where I'm flying out of Delhi, which is a very difficult base to get for people. So when I came here, it was challenging, but I think being constantly in touch with your family is the best, because to this day, after so many years of flying, I call home before every flight, after every flight, once I've reached my hotel room, before sleeping. So we're constantly in touch, sharing photos. If I'm going out on layovers, I'm like, okay, I'm going out now. Bye, share photos. After I come back, I send them photos of where I've been. They do the same. So it's like we're there. It's just a physical aspect. Otherwise, constantly being in touch has helped a lot, really.
Wow. Nice. I do talk to my mom as well, but not that often, and I don't think she should be listening to this video. I'm going to make sure she doesn't listen to this part.
Yeah.
Because then she'll be like, if she can do it, why can't you do it?
Yeah.
But now I have an excuse. I'm married and I have a child. My child is just lying next to me.
I know.
Yeah, so yeah, my mom cannot blame me anymore. But what's your future plan? Like, where do you see yourself in maybe 5 to 6 years from now?
Well, earlier I did used to have a plan set until eternity, but lately I've realized, I'm gonna be in the present. And when I came here at first, I was like, let me do my probation first. Then I thought my 2-year little contract bit, that's it. Now I feel 5 years is not that bad, because I'm already about to finish my 2nd year. So honestly, I have no idea. Because I said a lot of things. I said I would never work in an international airline, and here we are. So clearly, plans don't work according to me. So I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay, anyone who's listening this, please do not have this takeaway. No, I'm just kidding. But I do remember you shared that you just love traveling. So maybe share with us a little bit of your traveling stories, any experiences from your travels, and then we'll talk about your in-flight experiences. But maybe let's talk about your travel experiences, and also maybe share with us if you have a favorite destination where you would actually love to go always, again and again.
So about that's the best part. Okay, everything is worth it when you reach that layover destination. I think. My travel stories, since now we're not flying, so I can only talk about last year, which was my first year of flying, also included probation. So at that time, I did have a sheltered travel experience, in the sense where people would treat me like the baby of the group. But honestly, I really liked it, because I had never traveled alone in a foreign destination. And now at that time, it would be like, let me travel alone. But now to think of it, I was actually talking to my mother about this the other day. So you go to a European destination and they would really almost scare you, like, don't talk to this, don't go there. But then I knew, like the people say, even in New York or in European destinations, when people that are dressed up in certain get-up, you're not supposed to go to them and take a picture, because then they're gonna con you and ask for money later. That's the common tourist trap. Yeah. And then even in Milan, near that church, they can just rope you in and then later ask for money. So at that time, because they thought I was the baby of the group, they told me everything, and that made me be more careful. So I really appreciate that. So my travel stories would be like, they really guided me a lot. So last year was just learning and going wherever they want to go. So not my plans don't work. I'm like, oh, wherever you're going, I'll just go with you. And I think that's the best thing, because you get to see the area and all. So that's my travel experience. Otherwise, yeah, I've had quite weird alone. When I was alone, I've had quite a few dangerous things happen. So better stay with the group.
Yes, sure. Yeah. And if you want, you can share them later.
Yeah, they were quite dangerous. Like, somebody just abusing me in Amsterdam. I recently shared a video about it. Yeah. So we were.
Oh, then you know what? Keep it a surprise. I'm going to actually link it up, and I'm going to ask people to go to your video and watch it for them to actually find that out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's link up your video here then. Great. And what about your favorite destination?
So from where I've been, I love Australia for their grocery store. Oh my God, they have it figured out. Yes. And also New York City. New York City, I just can't, no words. I love iconic place. So that's it. But when it comes to dream destination, I'm still waiting on Paris. Just wish I get to go there soon.
Oh, soon. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. I always wanted to get a proposal at Eiffel Tower, but clearly it didn't work. So you know how people say people fall in love in Paris?
Yeah.
I actually fell in the bathtub, and that is when I realized that the person that I'm actually with is the person that I can be with the rest of my life, because he took care of me so well. So actually Paris did play a part in the love story.
Wow, that is so sweet.
But you should definitely get there. It's a beautiful place to be. So yeah, you also mentioned, when you get to a destination, it's fantastic. What about the in-flight? Do you have any experiences? Maybe, if you could share a few memorable ones and a few challenging ones. I'm sure people who are listening to this would love to know all of that.
Definitely. So I'll tell you about, so remember the lavatory. That's the main thing, the protagonist in the story. Okay, so in relations to passengers, so when passengers scream at you or anything like that, definitely I think removing yourself from that situation is the best. They teach you in training as well. Yeah. So if a passenger is shouting at you, sometimes maybe it's just your face. So you remove yourself from that situation, maybe they'll be okay. And I've seen this happening firsthand. How lavatory is important? You go cry in the lavatory. When the passenger
okay. I was like, how is lavatory in all this so important? But okay, yeah.
And then about the people on board, especially in relation to this airline with language barriers. Although English is the language people speak here, there is a local slang which is Singlish, right? Yes. And then it happens when people say something to you, you don't understand it. Again, remove yourself from the situation, but again, you go cry in the lavatory, okay? And you're there with the crew for the work. If you see somebody's difficult, because I've had instances when sometimes it's just they're being difficult or I'm being difficult, I just talk. I talk to them in the, in the sense where it's just about work, and then just go back into the cabin. That's all. But the challenge, I will definitely say this quick story, okay? So sure. There's a Singaporean word called jaga, which means, in Hindi, it would mean a place. But in Chinese, I don't know where it originates from, but it means to take care. Yeah. So my senior said to two of us, you go jaga the cabin. And I was like, what does that mean? So then the person just went in the cabin, and then he's like, it's okay, she's doing that, you do this. And then later on, I was like, when we were in a happy mood, I said, thank God you didn't tell me to do that, because I have no idea what it means. Then we laughed about it, but things like this happen a lot. So it's better to just, you say okay, and then just ask another person who's maybe nicer or not that senior, what does that mean? And just go with it. These things happen. These are the challenges that I faced.
Yeah, I can totally imagine to hear something like that. Would I be like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. I also do know that you've shared a couple of your challenging stories. I remember there's one YouTube video that you posted where some passenger fainted and you had some experience prior, and that's how you were able to actually handle the situation. So I'm definitely going to link that up here as well, and I'm going to ask people to go ahead and watch that. But thanks for sharing your experiences. I think experience is really important because, you know, those are learning opportunities at the same time. But I'm glad you had like a fair bit of challenging and funny ones. So
lavatory. Just remember lavatory.
Sure. All right, everyone, lavatory, very, very important. But I think the most important thing that people definitely need to learn is to open and close it, because that's one of the most difficult things to do when it comes to aircraft toilets. Yeah, but moving on from toilets, let's talk a little bit about, how do you maintain yourself, like your skin, because I know uniforms are made to measure, and we have to be really careful with what we eat and how we manage ourselves. So maybe you want to share with us a little bit in terms of your skincare, your maintaining yourself in a healthy way. How do you do that?
That's definitely, I think that's a key aspect, and it's also something that I feel scares people, like, oh, I need to be perfect. But I think it's just about taking care of yourself, as you said, in a healthy way. So when it comes to skincare, I think like after a flight, foundation is far away. Even if I have to go out, I'll maybe do concealer, but I don't use foundation. But then again, depends from skin to skin. So when it comes to skincare, after a long time, okay, coconut oil overnight solves all skin problems. Doesn't matter if you have oily skin or whatever. You put coconut oil, it's gonna either nourish you. If you have dry skin, it's gonna nourish you after a long flight. If you have oily skin, it's gonna balance out the oil, so your skin doesn't produce extra oil because there's already oil on it. So coconut oil really helps, or just a sheet mask. But masking is very important. I think that's what I do for my skincare. Masking, and even in the flight, I keep using the the water refreshing spray.
Okay.
So I keep using those things. And about the diet, definitely need to have a healthy diet. I know the aircraft desserts are so tempting. I know that I try every single one of them to try them. But then after that, now again, being a vegetarian, since I don't have a lot of options, I end up eating a lot of salads. So that works in my favor, actually. So again, I eat a lot of salads because, say, in Australia or these countries, you have a lot of options like that to eat clean, so to say. So I make sure to eat that when I can, and drink lots of juices, immunity boosting juices. So again, I think what you put in your body, you don't need to do a lot of, extra stuff, just the basics, and do it regularly.
Wow, great. Thanks for sharing. I was actually going to ask you the next question. I know you're a vegetarian, and how do you manage, but there you go. You've already shared that. And I think she's got it all covered on her YouTube. So if you want to find out the interesting things that she cooks and stuff, you can definitely refer to that as well. Do you have a video on this coconut oil thing on your YouTube?
I think I do have this. I have a whole playlist of videos for skincare.
Okay.
And in it, I talk about I've even talked about different ways to use toilet paper for beauty, toilet products, baby products for beauty. So I'm sure I have a video on that. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great, Perry. As much as I would want to talk a lot more to you, and this has been such an amazing, engaging conversation where you've shared so much of your personal, professional experience, and I believe all of us can gain so much from this. But as all good things have to come to an end. But that does not mean we cannot do this again. We'll come back with more videos, and we're definitely planning to do a lot more stuff together, a lot more collaborations coming our way. But we're going to be wrapping up this video with one last question that I believe would be very beneficial for everyone who's listening to this. If you have to give an advice to all the aspiring cabin crew when they're looking at interviews and how to prepare themselves, what would you tell them?
I think the main thing is to not stress too much and just go for the interview, because all the questions I get is, can I go for the interview if I have this? Can I be a cabin crew if? And the only thing I say is go for the interview. I get people who have written about me, everything, they've memorized it. Is this okay? And all I tell them, how would you know if you've not gone to the interview? I'm not the HR. Nobody's the HR. You won't realize until you go. And what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say no. Okay, so then you know you need to improve. But at least go for the experience. Just go for the interview. It's free. That's all I want to say. Really.
I think that's a very good tip. I mean, that's what I personally always tell people. So thank you for affirming that. And I think that is why you're truly where you are, because you did follow what you actually preach. And I'm really happy for you. And thanks once again for your time today. And please do follow her on her Instagram. Do subscribe to her YouTube channel, the two of them. And do press the notification bell so you could watch all the amazing videos. And she has a lot of series, from skincare to food to cabin crew. Yeah, too many. so do go ahead and check it out. Do you want to say something in the end before we conclude the video, Perry?
Well, I do want to say that just have faith in yourself, just believe in yourself and go for the interview, do that. If not, of course, you've got us to help you out. And I hope this interview helped them out as well. If I can hijack your ending, I would just like to say,
go ahead.
I would just make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon as she said, stay with us, give us your questions so we can just sort them out, maybe in a video, together again, alone, whatever it is, just speak to us, talk to us. We love to hear that. And thank you for watching.
Awesome. All of you out there, stay pretty, stay handsome, and we love you guys. Mwah.